In this presentation, we take a look at the Spanish present progressive, por se la vi. The Spanish present progressive tense talks about actions that are ongoing right now. Take a look at the three examples. In English, you have I am eating. Notice that am eating talks about something that is happening now. The staff is working. This staff is currently working. They're in the midst of working. The supervisor is speaking, talking about what the supervisor is doing right now. To form the present progressive in English or in Spanish, you use two verbs. The first verb is the verb to be, and the second verb is your main verb. In English, that main verb ends in ing, and in Spanish, it has specific endings that you need to learn. In Spanish, the helping verb is going to be estar, so the first verb that you use is going to be a conjugated form of estar. Let's quickly review the conjugations of the verb estar. Yo estoy, usted está, él está, ella está. If you want to say it is, simply say está. Nosotros estamos, nosotras estamos, ustedes están, ellos están, ellas están. After the verb estar, you'll need to add your main verb or your present participle. If your verb that you're wanting to use as your main verb ends with an AR, you're going to take off the AR and you add the ending ando. So let's take a look at these two examples. You have the verb trabajar. If you want to change it from work to working, you're going to take off the AR and add ando. So it changes to trabajando. Likewise, with the verb hablar, take off the AR and add ando. And that gives you the form hablando. If you look at the top sentence, the staff is working. The yellow part, the staff, is your subject. Is your helping verb. And working is the main verb. It works just like that in Spanish. El personal is the subject. Está is your helping verb. Trabajando is the main verb. Here's another example of the present progressive in English next to the present progressive in Spanish. The supervisor is speaking. The supervisor is the subject. Is your helping verb. Speaking is your main verb. So in Spanish, el supervisor está hablando. While with AR verbs, you take off the AR and add ando. In Spanish ER verbs, you take off the ER and you add yendo. Comer, to eat. If you want to make that into eating, you change it by taking off the ER and adding yendo. Comiendo. Aprender, to learn. If you want it learning, it's aprendiendo. So again, looking at the verb to eat. I am eating. I is the subject. Am is the helping verb. Eating is your main verb. Now look at the Spanish. Yo is the subject. Estoy is your helping verb. Comiendo is the main verb. IR verbs do something similar. If the main verb ends with an IR, take off the IR and again add yendo. So look at the examples. Escribir, to write. Take off the IR and add yendo, and you get escribiendo, writing. Vivir, to live. Take off the IR and add yendo, and you get viviendo, living. Let's look at them in sentences. In the first example, you see the English, the nurse is writing. The nurse is the subject. Is is the helping verb. Writing is the main verb. La enfermera is the subject. Está is, that's your helping verb. Escribiendo. Escribiendo is your main verb. La enfermera está escribiendo. An exception occurs when you have an ER or an IR verb where a vowel comes before the ER or the IR ending. In that case, instead of using IENDO, instead we use YENDO. Let's look at the three examples. Oír, to change it to hearing, becomes oyendo. Traer, if you want to change it to bringing, it becomes trayendo. Leer, if you want to change that to reading, it becomes leyendo. Here are a couple of examples of exceptions. We have a change in the main part of the vowel. So let's take a look from to sleep, dormir. If you want to say sleeping, it will become durmiendo. So the O changes to a U. In the case of morir, if you want to change it to dying, change the O to a U, muriendo. Look at these examples. Los pacientes están durmiendo. Los pacientes is the subject. Están is the helping verb. Durmiendo is the main verb. The patients are sleeping. In the second example, la planta está muriendo. In this sentence, la planta is the subject. Está is the helping verb. Muriendo is the main verb. The plant is dying. Nos vemos. C'est la vie 2020.